The Grand Traverse County Road Commission is the organization that maintains our roads. We have about 50 employees. We maintain 1,200 miles of roads within Grand Traverse County. About 270 miles are state roads, and then about 1,000 miles are county roads. About 25% of our budget goes towards snow and winter maintenance, which is plowing and salting the roads and general maintenance in the wintertime. The rest of the work that we do on the roads is what we call routine maintenance, and that's where we're actually out there maintaining shoulders, making sure that the roads have proper drainage, and then preserving the roads, which is chip sealing, crack sealing, and things like that. The roads are rated. We rate them on an annual basis. It's an accepted industry standard. It's used by the federal and state government. The rating is a 1 to 10 rating. A 1 is the worst road you can imagine. It's definitely ready for reconstruction. And a 10 is a brand new road. And so typically a 10 will be a 10 for about a year, and then after that, depending on the traffic volumes and the weather, it could remain an 8 or a 9 for 5 to 10 years, and then after that it'll go down.
We're located on Potter Road between 3 Mile and Garfield Road. This is rated a 3 Pacer scale. Just behind me is a section of road that's actually would be considered a 1 because of extreme base failure and potholing. We are located on 3 Mile Road, just north of Hammond. This section of road is illustrating longitudinal cracking. It is rated about a 6 or 7 on our Pacer scale. We are located on Garfield Road. This project was completed in 2012. On the Pacer scale, this would be rated a 9.
Yeah, when it comes to road funding, a lot of people are under the misconception that their property taxes pay for the roads. And we receive no revenue from property taxes. Road commissions are basically funded by the Michigan Transportation Fund, or the MTF. And that really consists of the majority of it coming from gas tax, and then a percentage of it coming from registration fees. About 39% goes to road commissions, 39% goes to the state of Michigan. The balance goes to cities and villages and townships. And what it really boils down to is road commissions get about 6 cents per gallon, and it's divided between 83 counties. So really we get 1/83 of 6 cents per gallon. Basically, because of the lack of funding, we're really at a point where, as Grand Traverse County residents, we have to fix our problem. And our problem is our roads. And again, our roads support our local residents. They support our busing. They support Beta. They support our economy and all the tourism that takes part here in Grand Traverse County. I think last winter was a good example of a typical winter here in northern Michigan. We spent $3 million plowing snow and putting salt down. And one thing that I like to tell people is about June, nobody remembers that we spent $3 million doing that stuff. And when the potholes come out, and again, last year was severe as far as potholes with that long freeze-thaw cycle that we had. And so a lot of the residents got to see, firsthand what bad roads look like. We had severe potholes, and people were paying for car repairs. One person, one car owner spends about $375 a year on car repairs that are directly related to the conditions of the road. The reason we've requested a millage is because the funding has just been flat since 1997. We know that the cost of the products that we use, the materials we use, and fuel has gone up anywhere from 2 to 5 times what it was in 1997. So we simply just can't maintain as much as we did back in 1997. If we were to go through and actually try to bring all of our roads up to fair or good condition today, we would need somewhere between $80 and $100 million. And so basically through the MTF at about $6.5 million a year, which is what we can, really use on routine maintenance, we're just never going to get there. Our plan to use the millage revenue is to really focus on maintaining our existing infrastructure, which means we're going to focus on our asset management plan, which is a plan that's going to take our roads from what we currently have, which is about 20% rated good to fair condition, to within 20 years we want to be at 80% good or fair condition. So through the asset management plan, what we'll do is we'll identify the number of miles of roads that we will do certain types of fixes on. And basically it's a mix of fixes, which is really providing the right fix at the right time to a certain road. And how we'll prioritize those roads are, first we're going to look at safety. Next we would look at traffic volumes. Higher the volume, the more critical the road typically is. And then next we would look at what is the benefit to the community. Does this road serve a lot more people? Does it support our economy as far as trucking or tourism or things like that? So our initial plan is really to focus on corridors, which I consider inter-county roads, which basically means they're gonna support people traveling through the county to get back and forth to work. It's going to also support commerce as they travel from one part of Michigan into Traverse City, and then we were also looking at which roads really touch the most areas as far as townships go. So what we're proposing in our initial list of projects is about 40 miles of roads that touches 10 out of the 13 townships. It'll be noticeable. If we can proceed with our asset management plan, it's actually based on $4.5 million a year over the next 20 years. And so, that $4 million list of projects is the basic list that we have so far. We'll add another $500,000 worth of projects. Through the asset management plan, we recognize the idea that if we can maintain our roads versus reconstructing roads, it's a lot more cost effective. We can get a lot more bang for our buck. And so if we're maintaining roads, we're going to do that at about $30,000 a mile versus about $370,000 a mile to reconstruct a road. So the whole idea behind the asset management plan is that we are going to maintain a lot of miles of roads, and we're going to reconstruct where we have to, but it may take a while to get back to those. While there's been lots of discussion over the possibility that the state would increase funding, it simply hasn't happened yet. We need to fix the problem ourselves. And I've said it in the past, I don't see anybody coming up here from Lansing to help us solve our problem.